Now let's discuss in detail the second question, that is language and its effect, how writers achieve effect. So we are going to discuss and we are going to analyze the examples how we are going to attempt this question. First of all, we have to understand, because it's a new style, and you have to understand what is writer's effect. A writer selects words and shapes them in the same way that an artist mixes particular hues of paint and applies them to a canvas using brush strokes. Putting it all together, words carry a literal meaning. You all know that words have a literal meaning. Then, words often also carry shades of meaning and are relational. So, you have to, there are different shades. So, it's not, sometimes it is explicit, sometimes it is implicit. So, we have to analyze the words, the phrases. Words may be modified by their context. Sometimes we are going to answer the question with reference to the context, and then words may carry sensory associations, word may carry emotional associations. So these all aspects are a part of our this new style of question, that is how writers achieve effect. Now let's discuss it quickly. What is writer's effect before we move on to the an example? The effect on the reader created by an author's words. Effect means, that is the impact or the effect on the reader, that is as a student, on you, created by an author's words. This effect, this impact could be to stimulate our sense of sight, touch, hearing, or even a smell. It could be to convey a scene, idea, or emotion. So you have to be very particular about it, looking at the demand of the question, because writer's effect question, it has so many shades. So we are going to discuss it further. So what are the what is again writer's effect? Let's elaborate it more. The effect on the reader created by an author's words. This effect could be to stimulate our sense of, these are all our five senses: sight, hearing, touch, smell, and taste. It could be to convey a scene, idea, or emotion. So you have to be very careful about when you are going to attempt this kind of question. Let me read an example for you. Suppose in the passage there is a figurative language examples. So you all know what is a what is figurative language. It's the example of a simile that is given, and then the question. Now the question is, the example is, in the large crowded shopping mall, Susanna felt like a mouse. So the question, suppose it is being given in the text, and the you are being asked to, what does the question may be, what is the effect the writer wants to create, uh, the kinds of questions we have already discussed. So we have to read the line and we have to underline the simile, that is felt like a mouse. That is, first we have to understand what is meant by felt like a mouse. So we have to understand its meaning in two or three different ways. The character is Susanna, who was feeling like a mouse. So we have to think about certain characteristic traits related to mouse. So let's read the the answer that is in a paragraph. It's slightly lengthy because it is going to you are it is for your it is an explanation. So but you have to abide by the space provided. That is very important. So let's read the sample answer. The writer is suggesting by the simile comparing Susanna to a mouse that Susanna feels. So this is the explanation. You may start with Susanna feels. The writer suggests. So how to begin? This is also important. Susanna feels insignificant or overwhelmed by the huge mall. So the effect is that felt like a mouse is a timid, shy animal. So when Susanna is feelings are compared to a mouse, the simile is being used. So the effect on Susanna is that is describing her feeling. We've already discussed, it can be reference to the, it is not the literal meaning, it's not there. The writer could also be implying that Susanna is physically small and delicate, possibly that she may be hurt or trampled by the many shoppers in the stores, just like a mouse may be hurt or hunted by people. So you can see there are in this example, two explanations are given. So you have to make short notes maybe on the left side, and you have to see this is how you are going to attempt the writer's effect questions, that is language paper. Again, another example, that is the example of figurative language, that is the branches scratched angrily at the windows, desperately trying to come inside to escape the pouring rain. So maybe the question, why what does writer want to suggest to us here, or what is the effect, or what are the two impressions that writer wants to give to us? So one possible answer is here, as you can see, figurative language personification. You all know what is personification, that is giving human traits to non-living objects. So the answer could be, one possible answer is the writer is using scratched angrily to emphasize to how aggressive and violent the storm is, by suggesting that the tree is frightened and desperate and thinks it will be safer inside the room. So in a nutshell, the effect is that the branches scratched angrily means that they were forcefully, and it is showing the intensity, how violent the storm is.
If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button and share to receive more videos like this in the future.
Let's discuss now writer's effect writing frame, how we are going to begin the answers related to these different kinds of questions. So you may wish to use the following writing frame to structure each paragraph or your answer, whatever the demand of the question is. Sometimes it is what does the writer want to suggest, what are the two impressions. So you may begin your sentences like this. You may use these options. The writer creates the impression of the word. If it is a word, the word dash helps to create this effect. It literally means, however, it also suggests maybe you are going to give, there are two impressions that you're going to give according to the question. So you are going to write like this. The word has connotations of, the writer uses this word to create an image of. Explaining an idea. Suppose you're going to explain what does writer want to convey to us at this point. What is the situation at this point in the story? So this implies, you may use these phrases. This implies, this suggests, which gives the impression that, or this shows, this clearly shows, possibly, perhaps, this indicates that, obviously, this conveys to the reader that. So these are the different options. You're going to make a word bank or write them down, and when you're going to attempt this language question and its effect question in question number 2, so you may use the answer would be, it would be easier for you to answer it. For example, now there's a situation. Imagine that a writer is describing a character. The following line describes a character entering a room, and obviously the question would be, what are the two impressions that the writer want to convey to us? The line is, Paul burst through the door, a rhinoceros of a man. We all know what kind of animal a rhinoceros is. So again, it is a figurative language, and maybe the writer is asking us what is the two impressions that writer wants to convey to us about Paul. So first you have to just jot it down on rough in a form of just words. When we read this, our mind is immediately full of a variety of ideas produced by the word rhinoceros. So what kind of animal that person is, because Paul is being how Paul enters into the room, it's compared to that. So this is a chart. You can see some of the words would be coming to your mind. Just jot them down on left side of your paper with a pencil, and then afterwards rub it, because these are your just quick rough notes. Remember that for this kind of questions you have to make quick rough notes and then rub them with a pencil, and then arrange your answer in proper sentences. So as you can see, rhinoceros can be aggressive, grey, solitary, should be feared, tense, fearless, large, solid and thick skin. So the answer, maybe the question is what the two impressions. So how you're going to answer, Yeah, there are two options. Number one is the writer creates the impression that Paul is a large, solidly built man. So, if there are two impressions, the question is asking about two impressions, and he may be aggressive and fearless, and people should be wary of him. So these are the options. This is how you're going to attempt this impressions. What are the two impressions that the writer want to convey to us?